class, we'll be talking on element of I.C.T trade setup. So things you need to know before you can start trading I.C.T. You understand? Now, the first thing and most important thing I think you should know is what we call FVG, that is fair value gap. Now, if you want to understand how you can get this fair value gap, you have to just look at 3 consecutive candles. Can you see these 3 consecutive candles? You pick the top of the first candle. You understand? That's the wick to the bottom of the last candle, sorry. That's the third candle. So the wick top of the first candle and the bottom wick of the last candle. You extend that out using these two. Extend that out. That's what I did. Let me redo it so you can see. From this bottom to this top, extend it out. You understand? Let me change the color back, sorry. You extend it out. That will give you your fair value gap. 3 consecutive candles. Now for your other block, which is this OB, other block, OB. If you want to understand other block and how to get it, you see this leg up, the last close candle, like the last down candle, this bullish candle, there's a bullish candle, there's a bullish candle, there's a bullish candle. So the last bearish candle before that leg up, that's an order block. So the usefulness of an order block is that price will always return to it. Same thing with fair value gap. You understand? But not all fair value gap or not all order block or BPR, which I'll be talking next, is useful. That's what you'll be learning during this trade time, or the trade strategy when we start talking about the setup, the ones that are useful and the ones that are not. So we'll be talking on the BPR, which is balance price range. Now, if you want to understand balance price range, is like joining two fair value gap together. So you see this first one, the bottom of this and this. Now, if you check to the left, you can see this is another bottom and this is another top, right? 3 candles, remember, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Where they meet, that's a BPR. You understand? It's also work exactly as an fair value gap, but it's more stronger. I'm just introducing you to some element. We're not actually doing any trade or doing any setup or doing any strategy. I'm just introducing you guys to the element. So anytime I'm trying to doing the class, you can understand, or doing the videos I'll be uploading, I won't be explaining all this again. So when you see something like this, you already know that, okay, this is BPR, the order block. Now this order block, you can draw it in 2 ways. So let's come back here. This order block, you can draw it in 2 ways. I can draw it, you remember I told you the last bearish candle, there's a bullish candle, there's a bullish candle, the last bearish candle before that leg up, before that pushing price, the last candle, that's an order block. You understand? You can get it here, you can pick only the body and we're ignoring the wick, this candle, ignoring the wick, and in some case we pick the wick ignoring the body. That's the different way to draw your order block. Now if you don't want to use the box, as I don't actually draw my order block like this, you cannot just use something like this, putting a line here. This is indicating that I'm expecting price to get to this line. Do you understand? So from here to below here, that's what I'm doing. So you can also indicate your order block like this. And during the class, this is the way you'll be seeing my order block. and I might not denote it, but at least you should already understand what I'm trying to do. When you see something like this, you should know I'm trying to talk about the other block. Now, I'll be talking on the PDRAs. We have the premium and discount. You understand? What are premium and discount? First, you have a chart, right? You want to pick the top to the bottom of that chart. You understand? Then denote the middle, which is what I did here. The top, see this candle? This is the top of the wick of that candle. To the bottom, you understand? That's a range, right? That's a precise range. The high to the low of that range. Now the middle is what we call the equilibrium, right? Where price is balanced. Now premium is the top of that range. Now discount is the bottom of that range. So when you say you bought something at premium, that means you bought it at an expensive price. When you say you bought something at discount, you bought it at a cheap price, right? So when you do something like this, you want to make sure you're always buying at a discount. So this is where you make sure you put in a buy trade. You understand? And for the premium, that is where you want to put in a sell trade. So you can also use this too. So remember, from the top to the bottom, from the bottom to the top, anyhow, which is what I'm doing now. Can you see? I can extend it out in time, so you can understand what I'm trying to do. Now we have the 1, 0.5, and 0, right? So this is the middle, which is the equilibrium, right? So I pick from this top to this bottom. That's the range. So if I'm taking a trade, I want to make sure I'm taking a trade in the premium zone. And if I'm taking a buy sell trade, I want to make sure I'm taking it in the premium zone. I want to sell at this zone. I'm never buying at this zone, only sell. Then at this zone, I want to buy. At the discount zone, I want to buy this area. I only buy at the discount and I only sell at a premium. When it's at equilibrium, you don't do anything. You fold your hand and watch price. Like what is happening now. Now, there's something called the PD arrays. Now, the arrays are the PBR rule, that's your balance price, your order block, and your fair value gap. Those are your arrays. Now, what do we mean by the PD arrays? Sorry. Now, the PD arrays, that's the premium and discount arrays, is whereby you're having your fair value gap. See, this is the fair value gap, right? I have a fair value gap here. So if I extend this in time, I'll call this the discount fair value gap. So it's a D array, right? A discount array. So if I have my order block here, which is this, right? Remember the last candle before the push up, that would be my order block. So if I extend that, that would be a order block in the discount zone, right? So if I have a fair value gap here at the premium, let's look for another fair value gap, which is from, okay, we can, let's say 1, 2, 3, this 3 candle, we can pick it and extend it in time. Yeah, you see that small fair value gap? You see how price returned there? That's what you want to see. That's the usefulness of the fair value gap. We'll be talking about that later. I'm just introducing you guys to some concepts or to some elements. So now this is the premium fair value gap because this is at the premium. So that's where the PD arrays come from. Now there are different type of arrays. We have the fair value gap, the order block, the PBR, the OTE. We'll be talking about that as the class goes on. Okay, Now, let's talk about the difference between volume imbalance and gaps. People tend to miss these two together. As I said, we're just talking about the element, we're not actually trading or trying to do any setup. So, for volume imbalance, which is this, let me zoom in so you can see it clearly. How would you know volume imbalance? If you see candles, you see, look at this first, these candles. The top is meeting with another body, right? This is meeting with another body. Can you see? This is meeting with another body. This. They are all meeting with their bodies. But now look at this. See this body. The end of this top, the, the end of this body is not meeting with this. Can you see? But their wicks are meeting. That's a volume imbalance. Same thing here. You see? See the wicks is meeting with this. Can you see? Their wicks are meeting. Their wicks are meeting. That's a volume imbalance. Can you see? Look, you're not going to see any. You're not seeing anyone again. The body are meeting around this place. I'm not seeing any volume imbalance. Trying to see if we're going to see one again. Nothing, right? So, but that's how you tell your volume imbalance. This. That's a volume imbalance, which is what I would share. Now, your gaps are different from your volume imbalance in the sense that gaps doesn't even have any wick between them. See, an actual gap. Can you see? So from the top of this candle to this candle, there's an actual space. That is a gap. So uh, this is how you draw them. Same thing. Pick it from the bottom to this and extend it in time. And please, everything I'm doing, I'm not going to be doing the whole. I'm supposed to be doing for bearish and bullish, but you can just do Control I. Sorry, Alt I. Sorry, it will flip it. Can you see? Let me flip it back. Sorry. So that's gap, and this is volume imbalance. So take note of that too. Now, what I want to know here is we'll be talking about liquidity. When we say liquidity, where we expect price to go next. You understand? So we have different type of liquidity. We have equal lows, equal highs, and we have recent highs too, like this. Recent highs, the top of this, what I mean. The top of this. So I will be denoting it as dollars, meaning there's money there. Because liquidity is what allows you make the money to drive in the market. So this is equal lows, as you can see. This low and this low, they're equal, right? So that's why I drew this line and extend it. So we are expecting price to go below that and take that money at least. Just put it like that. With time you'll be understanding it. Take that money and zoom up. That's what we're expecting price to do. Or it should take the recent high. This high. Which was I did here. So you take the money on top here and go down. Or this took this high. Let me extend it to this candle. Took it and crashed down. You understand? So equal lows and recent highs or recent lows. Remember, we can flip it like this. Just your Alt high. So now we have recent highs, equal highs, right? Can you see? And the lows. So you can also call this relative lows. relative equal lows, this low and this low, relative low, the liquidity was taken with this candle, and this low, there's a recent low of this, liquidity was taken with this candle. You understand? And we have the downtrend. Let me use this arrow from here. Then again, markets continue going up from here. Uptrends from here. Right? So in I.C.T, the way market moves is three ways. It's two ways. Now, let's say the uptrend now, after this pull up, a leg down, another pull up, right? Breaking this other high, we call that BOS, that is break of structure. It continue going up again. This is another break of structure. So I can, let's say, let me clone this. This is another break of structure. Break of structure meaning it broke this high. That's why we call it breaking structure. It broke this high, right? So it continued going. This is another break of structure, this line. So we can still clone this again and let's say put it here. So it broke this high, right? Before it now meet a let's say equal highs. So if I extend this in time, maybe there's another this thing. There's another high there, like this low and this low. Like when I was talking about the liquidity. So I'm just using this as an example of like an equal high. You understand? So now after that it breaks down, breaking the structure, which gives us our change of character. Change of character is it won't start going down. If you see at this point, there's no the retracement. Why going up? Why it was rallying? There wasn't a structure that broke the recent low, right? But at this point, the leg down here, it broke this low. It didn't stop here to continue going up. It broke this low. Then you know you have a change of character. So you assume price won't start going down at first because it has broken this low. So we call that change of character. Then this is where it swishes. So it goes up again, then come down, then break this low. Then you start having break of structure to the down side. So let me clone this. You see? Then another one, break of structure, it broke this low. So like this was breaking the high for uptrend, this was broken the low for downtrend. So that's how I call it break of structure too. Understand? Let me put it like this. Another break of structure here. Then comes the form equal low with this. And what I tell you, equal low has liquidity. So when price took the liquidity here, which is where you want to be buying, where I talked about your, let's say we're taking from this low to this high, right? So I said the 50 your equilibrium to this bottom is your discount where you want to be buying. That's why I put a blue sign here. And from this equilibrium to the top, which is your premium, this is where you want to be selling. That's why I put a red box there. You understand? So that's just another thought on the premium and discount. So now you see, after the liquidity was taken down here, which you want to look for your buy, it came and it broke this high. That's another change of structure. A change of character, sorry. CHoCH, change of character. Same thing as CHoCH. So for me, it was going uptrend. After I broke this change of character, it started going downtrend. So the transitioning from uptrend to downtrend, that's where you see a change of character. So downtrend to uptrend, you have your change of character. So from here, it started going up again. So it didn't break the low. It was breaking the low from here. Can you see? But now it fails to break the low and it broke the high. So it has started another uptrend. You understand? That started another uptrend, which is this. When it started going up again. So that's how you put in your this thing. Market structure profile. That's what you're doing on breaker block and rejection block. What I want you to know is breaker block is when the last block that form after liquidity has been taken. Before liquidity was taken, sorry, that's what you call a breaker block. You extend it in time. But if liquidity wasn't taken, which is for this, that's called a mitigation block. Let me explain. So you have your first leg, your second leg, which is this, and your third leg, right? Now, the third leg that took liquidity, then this leg broke, which is the change of structure, right? So we are having one, two, three. This leg here, the last down candle, that's what you want to extend time. So you're having one, two, three. This is the middle. Consider this second leg, the last candle. That's the one you want to take. Like your other block, when I was explaining your other block. Extend it in time. Going past this leg. So what you want to how will I put it? We had to talk to is like in the sense that you're expecting price to return to that place then before dropping down lower. You understand? So why do we call it breaker block? Because of this leg. Let's call it this one the fourth leg. Let me put it the fourth leg. Broke this low, which is what when the change of character happened, which I will explain in the last session. After the change of character, breaking this leg, which made the change of character happen, then that's when you want to extend, right? So because of it broke it, that's why we call it breaker block. You understand? It's a block that has been broken. It's supposed to be an order block. Remember, the last candle, I told you the last candle, you extend it in time, so you expect price to get to that point and go up, right? But it broke it. Instead of getting to that point, which was an order block, price broke it, passed through it, so they call it a breaker block. So expecting price to go up back, that is the retracement, then before crash. So why we call it a breaker block also is that it took liquidity before that happened. Liquidity was taken before it happened. But if liquidity wasn't taken, which is look at this. This it gets to the breaker block, then it crash, right? Crash and breaking this low again. Which let's say this was another block, it broke it. But now this one didn't take liquidity. This here didn't take any liquidity. It was this one that took liquidity before breaking this low. We call it a breaker block. This one didn't take any liquidity, you see? It didn't go up here. Take this liquidity which is high. So the liquidity at recent high or equal lows or equal high. You understand? So liquidity wasn't taken here, but then it broke this low. If you extend this in time, this is what we call the mitigation block. You understand? But some people still call it other block, but the right name is mitigation block. So it goes down again, take liquidity here, crash up, right? Breaking this high. If you extend the last up candle here, which is supposed to be another block, so we're expecting price to get to here normally, then goes down, other block, but you broke it, then you call it a breaker block. But because it took liquidity, that's why the name is also called breaker block. Then you expect price to return here, then break this. You understand? Break this high. Then after price break this high, we expect price to get back inside. So you take the last up candle again, extend it past this leg, then you expect price to get in to it. So you call that the mitigation block. You see the second leg, and third leg. It's always three leg. One, two, three. You can have like this. Let me show you. So you're having one leg, two leg, and three leg. It's always like this, right? You see? First, second, and third. These took the liquidity before crashing down. So you can also invest it.